Hello, hi. My name is Asherah and welcome to my unique PhD journey. I'm exploring the dissociative identity disorder and psychosis alongside conscious expansion, blending my 3D academic world with my 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training to be a shaman, and I bring in my gifts as a clairvoyant and medium. As we dive in, please know that when I am channeling spirit, the insights are personal and spiritual and not clinical. While I have academic training in mental health, this journey is about authentic multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. So today I went to my awards evening and it was really, really lovely. I'm so tired. Just to do a timestamp. Where's my phone? Give me 2 seconds. So the time is, it's 2:17 a.m. on the Friday the 21st of November. So it's just after 2 in the morning. So the thing finished just after 11. I dropped my son home and my other son was home. And we chilled out for a bit, me and my daughter, and then came home. So yeah, just to say that I had a really good evening. It was absolutely delighted. I didn't win in my categories, and my categories were excellence in digital and tech impact finalist. So I was in the finalist because there was only six organizations that got in the finalist, and I was one of them. So it was still an accomplishment. And then I also was one of 6 in the overall contribution. So there's my big face. So yeah. So it was a good night. Can't lie. The food was really good. It was fun. It was nice to get out. But I did want to go through a tarot reading, but because I've only got 19 minutes on this video, because I haven't deleted some of my videos from earlier, because obviously I haven't been at home, so I'm going to play this one from the BBC. It's called The Voodoo. So it's basically the Voodoo Reliance of New Orleans, and it's a BBC Global, so that's like BBC is like a British media company, isn't it? So let's see what it's saying. You have triggered many arguments between this couple. We're interested in that, are we? Alright, that's the BBC.
When you're born in the lineage of voodoo, whether you're a Mambo or a Wongan or just someone who's born with voodoo as in your family, everybody has a thing that they excel at. That is their gift. And so for me, my gift is natural medicine, which is having a connection with plants and having that plant tell me, it's like, okay, tell me what you're about, and then I'll tell you what I need from you, and then we work together to heal a person. Because all plants have a spirit. They're living beings. They all have a spirit, meaning they all have a magic component to them. You can use them for ritual, you can use them for spiritual purposes, but not all plants have the same degree, the same level of medicine, and so this is how you separate them. Voodoo made its way to New Orleans through the slave trade. So you had enslaved people who were brought to New Orleans directly from West Africa or from Haiti. And so a lot of what you find here and throughout the world is what we call the synthesis of the roots of voodoo with Catholicism, which made way to you venerating your spirits under a disguise, the disguise of a Catholic saint. That's what gave birth to New Orleans form of voodoo.
So the way that voodoo got the reputation it has today, the biggest and most global reason is that the only documented successful slave revolt to occur on land in all of world history happened in Haiti. So it is said that the first island-wide Haitian voodoo ritual was held in 1791. And then over the next 12 years, the Haitians proceeded to overthrow the French and then the Spanish. And that scared the mess out of the Europeans. That's when we found out voodoo was evil and something to be avoided at all costs. It also gives you more of an idea of why they would try to kill you if they found you practicing it. Because they're like, whatever it is they're doing, managed to overthrow us. You have as many different types of Louisiana plantation voodoo as you do plantations. In any one African country, you've got upwards of 100 different languages, customs, etc. So when we were brought here, we don't know each other, but we realized that we're going to have to make family with the people who we're here with. So over time, we of course start sharing our different legends, folklore. We start finding out we have some spirits in common, and we start to blend our ways of honoring those spirits, their names, their colors, etc. There was a point in New Orleans history where there were well over 1,000 plantations, to my knowledge, along the Mississippi, in Louisiana alone. And so there's a lot of energy in this river. A lot of it's mournful, but a lot of it's joyful. And so this would actually be Oshun. Oshun is the spirit of the river. She's the spirit of love and of drumming and of dance. What I get for practicing voodoo is a lot of tangible evidence that God and my ancestors are.
I just want to interject there, okay, because you just mentioned about being by the river and a lot of the energy down by the river being a deity called Ashun, and she's known as kind of like the river goddess, yeah, of fertility and love and childbirth and all that kind of really not lovey-dovey energy. Just she's the embodiment of that love energy, and she's often represented by the color yellow. And I found myself wearing a lot of yellow over the last 2 years, and I didn't want anything to do with Ashun because my cousin uses her energy a lot. She basically, a lot of her kitchen magic is around using the energy of Ashun. And the way that she used it, even though I didn't have the knowledge at the time, I just knew that wasn't how it didn't feel right to me, so I stayed away from it. And then little by little, it kind of came and found to me. She did. And, once I kind of, my whole house I decorated yellow. Everything was just yellow. The bed I was in was yellow, So yeah, it just kind of helped with that solar plexus energy. Just opening up that chakra, it helped with a lot of healing. It's a very healing colour. So it's just interesting to hear New Orleans talk about Ashun, because she is one of the traditional African deities in the traditional African religious sense. And this is New Orleans in America, but yet still they're using the same names to represent the same deity, even though they're on two different continents, I'm going to say. So let's go back.
Present. As an African American, it's essential that I'm connected to my ancestors, because when things get hard for me now, I know what my ancestors were able to live through. And what they've also helped me to understand is they didn't live through that for me to turn around and go through the same things that they did. So I always feel like I have this force field around me. That's what I get from voodoo, is knowing that I'm cared for, I'm loved, and feeling tangibly the fact that I'm not alone. It's not just an idea anymore.
It's not just an idea.
Voodoo is as organic as waking up, making yourself a cup of coffee, but before you sip your coffee, you drop some on the floor for the ancestors, you drop some on the floor for the earth. What voodoo isn't is devil worshiping or dark magic. Usually when you hear people talk about voodoo or even portray voodoo, whether on film, whether on TV, or even in books, they always focus on the ceremonial, ritualistic, magic part of voodoo, but they miss out what voodoo actually is, which is a way of life.
I love that. It to be in a way of life, and I'm starting to kind of agree with that in a way, because it just feels like everything I do, like the way I brush my teeth, the way I wash my body, the way I dry my body, the way the order in which I do my hair and my makeup, before what I do before I leave the house, all of that can be deemed to be a ritual. How you kind of pack your books up in your bag, or how you kind of arrange things in your locker. If you're doing something the same way all the time, that can be deemed a ritual, And that's why I says that for me, being with my ancestors, working with my ancestors, listening to my ancestors, it's just an all day, everyday thing. And I think because it is an all day, everyday thing, it literally is a way of life now. It's not obviously voodoo, but it's definitely something, Nothing that I do, like my ancestors stopped me from putting things on the altar from, I think, 2023. So when I came into this house by October 2023, I didn't have any altar. It was all packed up anyway because I moved house, but there was just like, we don't need it anymore. We don't need it anymore. They don't require offerings. My ancestors have never really been about offerings anyway, but they don't require offerings. They don't require animal sacrifices. They don't require any kind of sacrifice. You know what I mean? They just require me to do my best. And even if I don't do my best, they still love me. It's not conditional. It's unconditional love. So, yeah, I don't feel obligated. I feel like it's safe to surrender. I feel like I can worry about the things that I want to worry about. I think that's why I've been able to hold on to my peace energy for so long. And I think it's fair to say. I think it's fair to say that I've held on to it because I've given all my troubles to God and the ancestors. So when you don't have any troubles, your mind can relax and you can just be a little bit childish and be a little bit kiddie and have a little bit of fun. And in all the fun, you get to kind of ascend, bring in new energy because you're feeling in a good place. So let's see if I can fit in one more. Don't think I can.
So let's read them.
Not one of these because that's 12 minutes long. 30. Oh, this is 6. Black masking. Oh, we've done the black masking Indians, haven't we?
All right.
Hello, my name is Asherah. I'm in bed right now because I'm absolutely shattered. I didn't get much sleep last night.
That's me on one of the videos. Telling everybody that I'm shattered. Bloody shattered. Say no. They want so bad for you to take the wrong offer.
Who's that?
They are the toughest spiritual heavyweights
Collective.
that they've ever.
You are by far the toughest spiritual heavyweight that they have ever encountered. Okay, now what I was getting with this was a few things. First thing I was getting was that you made someone realize just how small or how minor or minuscule. They really are. When these things have taken out giants, right? So they've taken out giants and all that kind of stuff. But for you, for whatever reason, this looks really small. For example, I was getting
We'll come back to her because I do like water star vibes, to be fair, but I was trying to keep this reading on the point, but I can't find another one. Who are the Taino? This woman knows otherwise. Devil's Witness. I was a Jehovah's Witness, but I opened the demonic door to becoming a witch.
I remember.
Interesting. They are backing out of what they promised.
During
they
the time of being in this
right,
organization, you know, I was your break.
9 hours ago. Speak to your ancestors. You know what? As I'm diving deeper into this, YouTube is obviously finding me more. Your cousin stole your inheritance, and this judge is coming to apologize.
It's me with.
It's too late to apologize. Anyway, what I'm saying is that the hoodoo, like for example, the historical significance of hoodoo in the black community. This is the game of life and how to play it for a couple of days. So this is the game of life, okay, and it's by Big Think. And it was, well, this one says, sorry, no, it's not by Big Think. It's this one here, The Game of Life and How to Play It, 1925.
The Game of Life and How to Play It.
Oh my God,
by Florence look how old it Scovel
is.
Shinn. Read by Sarah Partridge.
It's very loud.
Originally self-published in 1925. This recording is a production of the Master Key Society. Copyright 2021, Master Key Society. Chapter 1, The Game. Most people consider life a battle, but it is not.
What if it's not a battle? What if it's not a battle? It's in fact just a game. Would you take it so seriously then? Or would you chillax and drink your tea? I love my tea. I like it with evaporated milk and I like it with condensed milk. If I have to have it with normal milk, then it's blue milk. I don't do green milk and I don't do red milk. I'm talking the colour of the lids. And I do like a caramel latte and I do like an iced caramel latte, if you was wondering. But I prefer the Costa one out of the Starbucks one. But I actually prefer the McDonald's one to the Costa one. And the McDonald's one is McDonald's. Why does it taste better? But it does. And Costa's cost more money. But I don't really like McDonald's, so I go Costa nearly every day. Anyway, why am I telling you that? Anyway, The Game of Life, it's fantastic. Check it out. Is there anything else that you can check out in this lineup before we go? The Science of... So these people evil eyeing the F out of you. You're being in... What? You being in your destiny. Okay. I think she means you've been in your destiny. The Book of 33 Steps, The Hidden Map, Jesus Left for Enlightenment. That looks really good, you know. I think I might put that in my search engine and watch that later. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Yeah. 33. Got a picture of Jesus. My phone's going to run out. So, let me stop here.
As if subtle sign.
Let me stop here. Because I'm conscious that we're going to run out of time. But thank you so much. Just to let you know that I'm home safe. Had a great time. It was a really, really beautiful